Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited. This week I'm taking you guys wedding planning with me. I've been engaged for a few months now. Our wedding from today, when I'm filming this, is I think 80 days out, which is nuts. So here's what I'm up to planning kind of a last minute wedding. There is so much going on wedding planning. It's really hard to stay on top of work. So kudos to those girlies with 9 to 5s. So if you haven't been tuned in on Instagram, I'm having two weddings. One's in Albania, one's in the US. And the Albanian one is gonna be with Aogan's family. Very different planning process. US is just gonna be US family and a lot of friends who aren't willing to travel. It's been stressful. We're pretty much only planning Albania at this point. I was trying to do both and it just was not happening for me. So let's just get into stuff today. So for context, Albanian wedding is going to be like 300 people. So a lot of his extended family is still there. So the way they do weddings there is totally different. I'll explain it on another day. I feel like I could go for hours and hours talking about that, but basically it's going to be a 300-person wedding. There's no ceremony. It's just a reception, big party. Everything works very, very differently. So the way I'm planning a wedding is kind of similar, but I'm doing it all by myself because I don't want to interfere with the way that they do things and just respect how they normally do weddings. And then US, we're thinking is going to be more smaller, more of a luxe dinner party as opposed to like a rager, which is what this one is going to be because it's going until 2 a.m. Let me run you through the checklist of things we've done so far. I've got a dress. I've started my fittings. We got Aogan's custom tux. We have the venue. We've got the music. We've got decorations are all included in the venue. I figured out the photographer. Thank God. That one was really tough. We're going to be flying them in from Barcelona. Them and the videographer are friends, so it all kind of works out. This week, some of the things on my to-do list are figuring out what I want to do for beauty, skincare prep. I need to get flowers. I need to get a mindil, I believe it's called, which is a traditional Albanian like scarf for a dance that we have to do. And we've got a dance lesson, which I'm excited about. I've got to break in my heels. You guys are basically just my virtual to-do list because I'm trying to keep track of everything I need to do. My brain is like pew 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 in a million places, so we're gonna get this done together. If you're also planning a wedding, this timeline is kind of off. I am just showing you guys some of the highlights of the exciting stuff we're doing. And this video is also going up a few weeks after I film it, so do not use this as a reference, please. Speaking of, I've got my wedding heels on now and I've just been breaking them in because I'm gonna be wearing them pretty much from 6 p.m. until 2 a.m. so I need to break these ones in. Let me show you one thing. I did a little unboxing video over on Instagram and TikTok, but these are the heels. They're the Gucci slingback, horsebit, I don't even know what to call them, but they're pretty comfy. I've definitely wanted a chunky heel, but they're kind of cutting in up here, so I'm just trying to bend and break them in a lot and walk all over with socks. I'm definitely gonna keep these on a few more days just to keep bending out the front there, and then I'm gonna wear them for dance practice too, but definitely wearing them with socks helped break in the back a bit because they're a lot looser now, which is what I'm trying to go for. I am a sucker for a TikTok ad. I've been getting these Vivian Leigh ads everywhere. Basically, it's like a shoe insert that's supposed to redistribute the weight from your toes into evenly your full foot. So I got myself and my mom a pair to wear for the wedding because our venue is going to be a hard floor. That's one thing I learned when I was working at a wedding planner was the floor of the venue will dramatically change your feeling within like 3 hours of the wedding. So for example, I worked at a wedding that was at the New York Public Library, which was beautiful, by the way, dream come true for that bride. And it was nice for me to see like a dream wedding that I envisioned on Pinterest. But those marble floors, I was wearing like the lowest heels I could possibly imagine and I wanted to cut my feet off. Our venue also has stone floors, I believe, so it's gonna be a rough night, but these inserts are gonna be essential. Let's put these on. This is what they look like. They're pretty thin, to be honest. They're a lot thinner than I was expecting. I'm super nervous about sticking them in my shoes because I don't want to fuck up the leather on the bottom or the Gucci, but I think we're gonna have to. I'm trying to read the instructions so carefully. If you feel a bump under your heel, move it very slightly forward. This makes me so nervous, but they're kind of like, just go for it. So you stick it about 1/8 of an inch from the back of the shoe, which is really, really tiny. So pointed side goes up here, and then we've got this. Guys, I'm nervous. It's not that sticky, actually. Okay, 1/8 of an inch. I don't have a ruler, so we're just gonna guesstimate it. That is gonna have to do because it's stuck down now. I guess that is what it is. Let's try it on. Okay, I can't even feel it's there. Okay, here's the standing test. So this foot does not have it on and this foot has it on. I guess I feel it a tiny bit. There doesn't really seem to be much of a difference. It just feels a little bit maybe less like I'm cutting into the front of the shoe, but who knows, maybe over a few hours it makes a larger difference. I feel like it does no harm to put them in, so happy I have those. It's that very special time of the month, so I've brought my heating pad and my blanket and stuff out here so I can just work in the living room when I'm feeling a little snuggly. So one thing I am shopping for is, I believe it's called a mindil. I'll put a little example photo here. Basically, it's like a little hand scarf, and I used to do like Russian folk dancing, and we had something very similar. So it just attaches with a little string to one of your fingers, and it's just like a little handkerchief you dance with. So at the Albanian wedding, which is pretty much all we're talking about this week, we're doing our first dance. We have a grand entrance, we do our first dance, and then we have to do a traditional Albanian dance called a Napoloni. I need to practice that too. I'll humble myself and show you guys that probably after I look for this. I don't want to watch that footage. I don't need to see myself doing that, but I feel like this could be good for me. I need to get out of my head and watch myself and be embarrassed so I can do corrections and get good at it. Essentially, you just step together, and you do like hands, and you've got the scarf. So I'm already cringing thinking about myself dancing that, but it'll be fine. I'm gonna do some of this shopping, and I'm between a few options. I'm not sure what'll look the best with my dress, but let's see. The only place I've been able to find them online is on Etsy. I have not been able to find these anywhere. I think in Albania, one of the big differences is that people rent their dresses instead of purchasing them. So you rent it, and it comes with a tiara, which is also expected. So later in the week, I have my tiara try-ons. And then I'm pretty sure the mindil comes with it for the Napoloni dance. So as an American bride who has purchased a dress, everyone Albanian I've talked to was like, you purchased it? But whatever, I love my dress. We're not traveling to Albania until the week before the wedding, so I did not want to risk not having a dress until the week before, and I just wanted it to fit perfect and everything, so I purchased one, and we're going to be bringing it with us. So I have to buy a crown, and I have to buy a mindil. Although I do have appointments in Albania to try on crowns, I just want a backup one, like a cheap Amazon. It'll be fine. So let's do our mindil shopping. I'm putting in mindil. I'm like 90% sure that's how you say it, because no one's ever told me. I will ask Geoghan's mom, because I've just been saying that so confidently. It could be 100% wrong. Some of these are very colorful. I want to be careful, bridal warning. The difference between white, champagne, and ivory comes off so different. White photographs very blue. A lot of people would come into Kleinfeld and ask for like I want a pure white dress. I only want my daughter in white, but white looks so blue. So we gotta go ivory. Something like this, silky, seems like it could be too white for me and a little too ornate. $275? I feel like that's too much. It's beautiful. I wonder how it keeps that like structure. It's very pretty. I like the pearls, but I think maybe that's too much. Let's see, dancing handkerchief sounds exactly like what we need. 45 is respectable. I could do that. Yeah, you can see it's got that little piece of string for your finger, and this looks more yellowy ivory champagne. And it's got little pearls. This one's pretty cute. I wish it was like less off-white and a little more pure white, but I'll keep that tab open. There are some very sparkly ones. This is way sparklier than that looks really heavy too, to be honest, but this looks more sparkly than I think I'm going for. That one's also 275. Costume made mindil. Okay, let's open up a few here. It's a little tableclothy. Obviously, this is only gonna matter for like 10 minutes of my life, but some of these are honestly just overkill for me. They're just a little bit too much. This one's very pretty, but I think the lace is a little too over the top for me. This one, also pretty, but it almost feels more winter than summer. Like the way that lace is on the bottom looks a little bit like a evergreen tree, just like a winter forest fairy or snowflake. Maybe we'll go to these storefronts though to see what else they have. All of these designs are a little snowflakey for me, I think. This one, also very flashy. I like that shape though. I like when it has that bubble to it. I think this one's too sparkly. I want to go chill luxe. Okay, this one's sparkly, but it's a little more subtle. I think the little nips on the bottom though are kind of throwing me off. Like it looks a little E. coli-esque, but I love the concept of this one. Maybe Jenny has some others. So I've narrowed the mindil down to these 5 options. The first one is a little more yellowy, and I love that lace, and it's got the little tiny pearls on the bottom, which is super cute. That one's 45. This one's also 45. They're all made by Contemporary Vision store on Etsy, so I've got a favorite so far. This one is kind of similar, but the lace detailing is a little more delicate, which I do like. I just think this color is white and it's gonna come off super blue, but then this beige that they have is maybe a little too yellow. I can't really tell. It might come off golden, which is also okay. I just don't know how it's gonna look with the dress. And the thing with Etsy is I can't really try it and send it back. So if I chose one, I would stick with it. Maybe I'll buy two, but I feel like I don't wanna spend that money. Third one I like, you can see how it's coming off a little blue here in the white area, but this one has white and an ivory, and I like this one, but now I'm looking at it, it looks a little quilty, so let's get rid of that one. So then my third option is $120. It's sparkly. You can get it round or square, and I'm looking at the difference. This is what a round one looks like, and this is what square looks like, and you can choose the length of the sparkles too. 120 is more than I want to spend on something one-time use, but I'm also just so drawn to sparkly things. I really want this one. And then the last one is more of a silky satin, which could be nice, but it doesn't really go with the vibe of my dress. So I'm thinking, even though these ones are really pretty and I love how minimalist it is, I think this one's not an option. Okay, so I've got 3 choices. I'm gonna consult TikTok and see what they say because I need to purchase one of these. I forgot to mention earlier, for the Albanian wedding, we don't have a planner. For the US one, I think we might, just because there's gonna be more vendors to orchestrate. I have experience in the bridal industry, so I feel like for this one, I'm pretty equipped to solve it all myself, but I think day of it might be a little bit of a problem. The way they do stuff is just so different that I don't want to bring in too many vendors and overcomplicate everything. I also got a very special bridal package in the mail this week from The Knot, and I was like, why did they send me this one? Because I forgot that our trip we went on in December is in the magazine. I save everything that I've ever been in print, and so cute. I'm gonna link the article down below in the description if you guys want to read the digital version, but there's me. This is the trip Ayogan couldn't go on, so I'm just in there solo, which is so funny, but this was such a fun trip. If you guys want to check out the vlog from that, I've got that in a separate video. It was such a good time. This event was our final dinner. It was just jaw-droppingly beautiful. I would love to just copy paste that for my wedding. I was talking to the planner who did it and I was like, that was perfection. I'm gonna look through the whole thing later, but that was such a special event. I was really excited to see that. Next up on the to-dos, this is from Yitty Shapewear, and then this is Commando. And I wore this one to my last fitting and it was way too light where it was showing through on the legs, and I didn't want to add a layer on the bottom, so I need a darker shapewear. So Commando does not have this one in a darker color besides this, which I think is going to be maybe too dark. So I might try that, or Skims has maybe a little bit of a darker shade that I'm going to go with in their high-waisted mid-thigh short, because I need it to go all the way up and I need this to meet where my compression socks will be. So I think I'm going to order this, and I hopefully will have it by the end of this video to try on for you guys. Just got back from Target. We got a sorry I can't make it letter from one of our family friends, so I bought a 50 pack of thank you cards. I think we're just going to use these for our responses for people who do make it, and I wanted to send her a letter back just to say thank you for her gift and well wishes. The brand is called Marami, and it's just this cute little floral print and it says thank you. It's just kind of chic and simple. So I'm gonna go to the post office and mail one of those off to her now, and my other big task for today is sending the letters to celebrities and brands. So the brands we've got: Trader Joe's, Halal Guys, Gentle Monster, Dior Beauty, we have Sonic Drive-In, Tofurkey, Coach, Coca-Cola, Dua Lipa in London, just in case. And then The Weeknd, he's Ayogan's favorite artist, so I put an extra envelope in there to see if we could get a signature and have them send it back. And the Dua Lipa one, since she's Albanian, I put these stickers all over, and we'll see, hopefully it gets their attention. Dua Lipa's Albanian, and it's one of those things where like everyone knows someone who knows of someone who knows someone who's in touch with her or whatever. So she's gonna be in Albania at the time, so I figured I'll send it. Why not? It's just kind of fun. One of our favorite other influencers is probably gonna be in Albania at the same time too, but I decided it would be too awkward to send it to them because I feel like if we sent it, he would probably come, and I feel like we're not prepared for that. I'm headed down to Palo Alto because I've got class today, so I'm gonna send these off first, grab some coffee, and then just enjoy the little town down there. But I need to write this thank you note. I finally ripped out the little card, and this is what it looks like. Super sweet. I'm thinking though, and it's just empty inside, I'm thinking when we send it, maybe we'll put a little Polaroid inside just to give out to everyone, because it's feeling a little blank like this. I know people do custom cards with a photo from the wedding, but I think it could be sweet just to put that in there. So is that weird? If someone says they're not coming to your wedding, do you send them a picture of you? I'll think about it while I drive. Here's the cutie little Palo Alto post office. Unironically, so picturesque here. Such a pretty building.
And all these addresses I just found online, either on the Better Business Bureau website or now there's a bunch of articles like on Zola and stuff. I'll link one of them in the description where you can just get some of these brands' addresses. Okay, off we go. Let's see if the UK one actually makes it. I had to cover up some of my stickers I was bummed about. This one I just ended up folding over the top because I didn't want to cover up the martini. You guys know how when you're walking sometimes and you get like, ooh, 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 you do that like dance with another pedestrian on the sidewalk? That just happened to me driving. There was a guy walking and I was like, oh, go ahead. And he waved go ahead at the same time. And then we both like paused. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. And then I started to go and then he started walking. Then we stopped and then we both waved and then we both went and then we both stopped. And I was like, go, 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 please. And he was like, no, go. And then he was just standing there. And it was like the slowest, most cringe interaction of my whole life. And I need a coffee to go recover from that. Cassie showed me this place. It's a co-working space and a blue bottle. I've got an hour or so until class, so I got a little Americano. I'm just gonna organize my whole life schedule because it's a mess in here. I think I am like 2 weeks behind. I didn't even really want a coffee. I just felt like sipping on something. I feel like anytime I leave the house, I just need, it's like the little snack meme is so true. Like I just want just a little treat. I just want to purchase, maybe it's like a shopping thing. Like I just want to purchase something, which is probably not good, but decaf coffee doesn't hurt. I've got to get off to class. I'm gonna do an Amazon return really fast. And then at home, I've got some more planning. I was gonna do it now, but I forgot my laptop. My goal for tonight is to do some more research on photographer. Like I've got my photographer, but in June, we're having a meeting where I need to give him our shot list, all the things we really want and like vibes we really want. So I just really need to put together like a really cohesive mood board and list of like, I want this, I want this, I want this, so that I don't leave disappointed. So that is what I'm gonna start to do. And I've made like 3 different appointments for myself throughout the month to figure that out. The thing that's so funny about coffee shops here is everyone's like sitting there on their MacBook with their Apple headphones, and I'm sitting there working solo too. So I'm like, are all these people self-employed? Are they startup people? There's a lot of people having like kind of douchey tech meetings in there. It's a vibe down here. So lunch today is leftover pepperoni pizza with stuffed crust, obviously, that's my favorite, and Diet Coke. I'm feeling a little panicky is an aggressive word for it, but like stressed. We have one of our dance classes tonight for our wedding, and I am just stressed. I feel like we're not getting to where we need to be with the choreography. I was talking to my parents about it because I was like, I don't want to be annoying and try to push the instructor to teach us something, because obviously he knows ballroom dance a lot better than us, but I have some dance background and I just feel like vibe-wise, I know us, so I know what's gonna look better for us. I think he's giving us template waltz shoved down our throats. I just feel like I know what's gonna work best for us. This might end up being my one big Bridezilla moment and I'm kind of dreading it, but I am gonna make myself clear because I told them specifically what type of choreography we wanted, and it wasn't just an inspiration video, it was like, this is what we wanna do. And they addressed it and I feel like they kind of blew it off, so I'm hyping myself up for my big moment. I'm gonna tell them I'm just nervous. I'm just scared of confrontation. But this afternoon, I'm gonna practice the confrontation and then I'm gonna clean up a little bit. I got this. This is the hairstylist that I am planning to book for Albania. They are not very responsive over DMs and have not been responsive on their WhatsApp number that they have. I'm gonna have Ayogan's mom give them a call. I'm not really sure what I wanna do with my hair yet, but they do a good job. This is kind of what Albanian hair and makeup looks like. They go pretty heavy with it. I'm just trying to figure out for me how to get them to dial it back a little bit so it's a little more minimalist and not full makeup. This is my current inspo for hair and my current inspo for makeup. For my US wedding, I think I'm going way more natural neutral, but a lot of the bridal hair and makeup in Albania, they don't do kind of a super natural look. Working with what stylists are there, I think that's kind of the vibe I'm going for. So texting Ayogan's mom, I'm gonna have her reach out to them and hopefully we can get an appointment for the day of the wedding. Erlinda is the makeup artist. She works alongside Doriana, and these are some of their brides. Maybe if I wear eyelash extensions, I don't need to go as heavy. I've been debating if I should bring Lashify or get extensions ahead of time so that I can control what it looks like, or maybe I'll just bring lashes that I want. I'm just trying to figure out what the middle ground is so that I don't have like a crazy heavy amount of makeup. And I was talking to a makeup artist a while ago on the Knot trip, and she told me if you're picky about your face, the things that people tend to not like are their eyebrows and their lips. So I'm thinking maybe I'll go in here and ask them if I can do my own lips and do my own eyebrows, and everything else is up to them. And I have noticed that in the past when I've gotten my makeup professionally done, the lips are like, I just feel like that's not me anymore. So hopefully I can do that. I need to find good products though, because my eyebrows get so flaky with the glue stuff. It's not gonna work for the wedding. While we're talking all things beauty, I have been on a little kick trying to find some good nails. I've had my appointment for months now. I made my nail appointment in January for July, so I'm really excited. It's with this nail artist, Azumi, who I went to back when I was living in New York, and she's amazing. The shaping of the nails, but also her art is incredible, and I felt like last time I went, I couldn't do her art justice, so I want to do something crazy over the top. And since this is my more ornate wedding of the two, these are some of my favorite nails right now. I'm thinking we just gotta go over the top. This is kind of my dueling personalities. Like we've got the chic minimalist. I really want to be like luxury, opulent, but in like a minimalist way. But then this is opulent in like an opulent way. And I love both sides. So I'm really excited and grateful that I get to do both for my weddings. So this is kind of what we're talking about. Here's our cutie little bride. All the brides wear these ginormous ball gowns, and she's got the tiara, she's got the lashes, and she's got her little mindil off on the side. So this is the Napoloni dance, and I'm gonna humiliate myself today and practice a little bit. This is the dance that I desperately need to practice, so I'm trying to schedule like 15 minutes each day just to get comfy with it. I'm slowly learning Albanian. Dasma Shqiptare means Albanian wedding. So here's what the dance looks like. Everyone kind of goes around, and then you dance in the middle, and then people will come up and one by one put money on you or throw money. This is kind of what it's gonna look like, and you just play with the little mindil, and here's the money. So I'm gonna use this little bag as my mindil for now while mine is on the way. I'm just gonna copy literally everything this bride is doing so I can get a hang of it. Okay, we kind of like whip it around. She's got it up here. Kind of like slow arm movements, and the feet are just step together, step together. I might pull this one out. I feel like I'm kind of crushing it. I think though the trick is just have fun, because if you're uncomfortable, everyone else is gonna be like, damn, they look so uncomfortable, but if we're having fun, it'll be fine. Okay, I'm flushed from dancing. I did it for 8 minutes. I think that's pretty good. I've got some moves nailed down. I obviously need more practice, but my arms are tired. I was just holding that tiny bag, so I think my arms are gonna hurt after this dance for sure. I'm gonna do some of my photo research now. I'm just gonna spend a few hours on Pinterest looking up different angles and different types of wedding photos and putting together some kind of mood board, but I'll just show you guys the final product once I've got that list all together. We got back from dance and everything went perfect to plan. I did not need to stress as much as I was stressing, so I'm glad that worked out. We're getting there, but I think we have 3 more classes, so hopefully we'll pick it up a little bit more. I put on lotion last night and it got all up in like the cracks of my ring, and it's looking kind of gnarly, so I do a weekly cleaning. I'm going to show you guys what I use. This is the diamond drunk. We just keep it in the bathroom here, but I'll show you outside. So it had a really nice glass tray underneath it, and it kept getting stuck, so I lifted it up and it broke off and the glass shattered everywhere, unfortunately. Basically, it's just like a little soapy bin, and they have different scents, and it's just a little rack where you hang your ring, and it has a little scrubby brush, which I love. Usually on Thursday or Friday nights I just pop it in there. Something I didn't realize about rings until I had one was you don't really realize how unsparkly they get and like dirty until you actually go clean it. So this one's got all the lotion crud up in there. This is the before, and I'm just gonna pop it on the hanger in there, and we'll let her soak overnight. And they sell refresher ones. This is a really good gift, actually. If you're giving a gift to an engaged friend or going on a bridal shower or something like that, I feel like this is a cute, nice little gift. It's also super easy to do your own with dish soap, I'm pretty sure. It just cleans it right up, but this is kind of a cute packaging, and with the little tray is really sweet. So it's the morning, we're gonna open this up. Hopefully the lotion is off. It smells so good. The lotion did not come off, but it's kind of loose. Use the brush to poke around. Oh my God, there's so much lotion. I might need to soak another day. This is rough in here. Okay, it all came out actually, just with a little wiggle. So I can't bring this whole tub with me on our trip to Albania, but I definitely want to clean the ring the night before the wedding. So I have a portable one that I'm gonna test out, and I'll just take it off every time I need to lotion or anything like that. Just shake it off a little. Ooh, okay, pretty. And now all the lotion's gone. Here's the after and the light. Super sparkly. So our photographer sent over this document. That's the mood board. And it's basically everything we need to give him. So, oh, he's got his gear. That's interesting. Schedule for the day, names of everyone, and then the inspo photos for everything. So this is kind of what they want me to put together. Oh, this is cute. Yeah, I need to come up with this. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, I need a lot of photos. I'm obsessed with this couple's reception mood board. They've got Elvis and Priscilla. This is so cute with all the champagne glasses around. I thought I had an idea, but this has made me feel very underprepared. I think I'm gonna make it on Canva. Let's make it cute. I found this template called Vintage Minimalist Animated Artist Portfolio, but it is so cute. So my Skims new compression shorts came in. They have a little bathroom hole, but this is a really nice, like, thick material. The shade is called Sienna. Pretty good match with my skin. It's a little bit darker than I would have thought, but I think that's gonna work because the dress, the light one, was just way too see-through. And it pretty closely matches my compression socks, and that's gonna be the color of my legs anyways. So these will be tucked under. It's gonna look very similar, I think. Let's also talk wedding products. I have a brand new pair. This is not it. These are my everyday ones, but I have a brand new pair of compression socks that I've got specifically for the wedding day. This elastic band tends to fall down after using it multiple times, so got a new one with no runs. Everything's perfect for a wedding night. Along those lines, this is my compression sock glue. It's called It Stays Body Adhesive. It's a little roller ball, and I just put it on my leg where this band kind of lines up, and it keeps them sealed and tight. Another wedding product, I've never tried this. I need to test it before the wedding day. Everyone was using this for Fashion Week. It's like a numbing foot spray, and people have said it works for hours and hours and hours, so we're gonna need to try that out. But I got it just in case, because we've got stone floors, the shoes are gonna be uncomfortable. And the last thing is Array De-Bloat. This stuff is incredible. I just bought like 4 of them, because I was like, we're gonna need these for the entire trip. Whenever I'm traveling, I get so bloated. I just don't want to feel like that at all on my wedding day. So leading up to the wedding, at the wedding, day of, we will be de-bloating. A few other wedding things to chat about. I wanted to share with you guys some of my background in the wedding industry. So a bunch of my internships were all in the wedding industry. I interned with a wedding planner. I interned at a wedding media company. So I was writing like a wedding blog and doing social media posts for weddings. I was reviewing real weddings. I was writing up articles, stuff like that. And I love everything wedding. My sophomore year, I also interned at Kleinfeld as a bridal consultant intern, I believe it was called. So we helped people put on dresses, and we just helped the consultants. So we were mostly like the clip girls. We were super in sync with the consultant. So all of those things have prepared me, I think, for planning my own wedding. I'm very overwhelmed, but I feel like all of that experience really did help me with my dress selection. I've tried on dresses before when I was interning, so I knew what I was looking for. With the planner, I know all of the categories of everything that I need already, and I have a general idea of things like the photographer, what type of stuff they need, how to communicate with them, things like that. So I think that's really helped me. I still do feel a little overwhelmed. There aren't planners in Albania, and that kind of leads me into some of the differences between Albanian and US weddings. I'll probably do a whole video on it after the wedding, but just as the highlights for now, one of the overarching differences is that there's no ceremony for a lot of Albanian weddings. It's just cocktail hour, and then we party, and it's party all night long. Our wedding is going to be 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. I'm a sleepy girl, so I'm a little worried about myself. Maybe I'll sleep in that morning. There's also a very different way that the brides present themselves, and I feel like I'm talking a lot about that in the video, but like big crowns, very glamorous makeup, and big ball gowns. I've got like pinches of all of that in my looks, but maybe not to like the level of Albanian dancing. We're gonna have a first dance, which we've been going to class for, but then we also have to do a Napoloni. It's a traditional Albanian dance. I found out it goes on for 15 minutes, which is a very long time for an introvert to be a cookie in the middle of a cookie jar. There's also no speeches, so it's gonna just be literally a party all night long. Let me go see if the handscarf arrived. Oh my God, it is beautiful. So pretty. The pearlies are just as I envisioned. This is adorable. So here's what you do. You put this little one around your finger, and then we dance. And then you do a little whippy whip. Some girls do a little, maybe I have to take it off to do that. Yeah, it's gotta be like this. But I'm not gonna do that, I guess, during my dance, because then I have to put my finger back in it. This is adorable. I'm gonna actually see if I can exchange it for the ivory one. I decided to go with the champagne because I thought my dress is off-white, but mine is much closer to ivory than champagne. So this is probably gonna be a little too yellow, but it's really cute. We had a little change in our planning of the schedule. So I'm just trying to coordinate with our photographer and videographer exactly what we can do. I know it's gonna be crazy hot, so we've just gotta set up a meeting to chat through some of that stuff.
I'm dead. This sweet old man is just he's got an Albanian dance tutorial in his, I guess on his patio, but this is such a peaceful background. Here are the steps. Oh, that's not gonna work for me.
Final update here for the video. I feel like my entire vlog has just been sitting right here, but that's pretty much where I've been planning the wedding. So I got the new Mindil. Nice. Okay, I thought it was gonna be like crazy white. I think it's a good white. I ended up getting this one with these little pearlies and the ornate lace. This is how it's worn. I feel like this is gonna be really cute. I need to practice like what dances I can do with it, because it will get a little twisty on the finger. But that's very pretty, so I'm happy with this. The champagne was just looking a little too yellow, so this one is perfection. We've made a lot of progress on a lot of things, but there's still a lot to do. The biggest thing that was holding me up was doing that photography mood board. So I finished and I finally sent it last night. So I'm gonna show you the final results. I put many, many hours into this, probably more than was necessary, but it's so good. So let me show you. One of my friends told me he would pay me for it, so maybe I'll just list it online, but I'll give you guys a little sneak peek here. I just used a template on Canva and made a little thing, and I've got a little intro to the couple and our engagement photos. We have a rough idea of the schedule for the day, and then there's an overall mood board. These are some of my favorite Pinterest photos, and I described here what we really wanted. So sneaking shots, people interrupting the perfect shot, like spying through doors, just things like that. So it feels like you're catching the moment as opposed to just like standing and posing. I also shared some of our photographer's work and things that we liked to give him examples from his own portfolio. Then for each section of the day, I put in inspo shots and things that were really important to me. Like I really want to try this photo of the couple and their shadow. So if we can do that, I put some stars next to that we want to do that. And basically I did that for every portion of the day. This is another idea I love, is like an overhead shot of dancing. These ones I really love. Some of our reception type photos we could have of us. And I really like this one where it's kind of like peeking between people. Oh no, all the numbers are wrong on the slides, but there's 38 slides total, which is way overkill. The example doc the photographer sent, I think was like 13 slides, but I really wanted to go into detail on the venue and the things we wanted to shoot in the venue, things we want to stay away from. And since I have so many specific creative ideas, I really wanted to make sure that was written down. So what I have to do now is I'm gonna edit those page numbers, and I'm going to make a version for the videographer just so we're all kind of on the same page, but I don't want to give as much creative direction for video. And yeah, if you can't tell, I am very stressed. I'm like buzzing like this all the time, but I'm excited. We're a little over a month away from the actual wedding, which is insane, but there's still a lot to coordinate, and then we got to do it all over again for the US. So I'm excited for that because they're going to be very different vibes, but so far I think things are going pretty well. If you want to see a little more wedding related content, I have a bunch over on Instagram and TikTok at Hersey, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.